Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a basmati rice with lentil. We're going to need 1 cup of basmati rice, 1 shallot, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2/3 of a cup of lentil. I'm going to wash lentil first, and then I'm going to cut shallots and garlic. I'm going to cut my shallots small pieces. Shallot is mild in flavors, so it really pairs pretty well instead of onions, but if you don't have it, it's fresh garlic. And it's 2 medium cloves. If you don't like garlic much, use 1. If you like more, you can use more certainly, but I don't want to overpower the flavor. So now I'm gonna sear our shallots and garlic in a small pot. And after that, I'm gonna put lentil in there with the vegetable stock. I'm using an extra virgin olive oil. I usually use good quality oil. You don't need much, but it's always nice to have that good flavor. Don't put the temperature too high because you're going to burn the oil. I just want it medium. And then I'm going to put my shallots and garlic in. Just light sizzle. So I pre-washed lentil already, and it's a green lentil. And I'm using a vegetable stock, so I'm going to measure vegetable stock to put in lentil after we put it in. I put the lentil in, and now I'm going to saute it for a few minutes with onions and garlic. And just let the flavor incorporate, and then I'm going to put a vegetable stock. Now I'm going to put my vegetable stock that I prepared earlier. Now, if you don't have vegetable stock, you can always put water, but less is always better than more. So if you want to start with less water, you can always, or less stock, you can always add on more. But when you put too much, it's hard to get it off. Now I'm going to salt. Once it starts boiling, about a teaspoon. You can always wait till the end and put the salt in if you wanted to. It all depends on how you like it. I'm gonna let it simmer, medium high, for about 15 to 20 minutes. You have to taste the lentil before to see. I like it a little al dente when I mix it with the rice, because I still cook the rice on the pan for a little while, so I don't want to overcook it. And I want the lentil to be whole. While our lentil is cooking, I'm going to give you a little rundown on the difference between lentil. So there's many varieties of lentil, even though they belong to the same family. This is a French lentil. It is in the green lentil family. It takes a lot longer to cook it, but it stays together pretty well. So it actually, if you're cooking other things like soups and you want the lentil to be whole, that's the best place. It's really delicious. Tastes completely different than the green lentil. Green lentil is more of a mild flavor lentil, and you can use it for rice like I used in this case. You can use it for soups. Like I said, they're all different. Breakfast burritos, absolutely delicious. Red lentil, I use very rarely because it actually breaks down to almost a mush. It does not hold the shape very well. Red lentil takes the least amount of time to cooking, and I like it for curries and soups. In the case of what we're making today, I'm going to use green lentil. Now I'm going to show you how to make rice. Rice could be very intimidating for some people. It's really easy. Like the same case like our lentil or beans. Less is better, so use less liquid. You can always add on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use a cup of basmati rice that I'm going to wash 2-3 times. And then I'm going to show you what to do next. Now I'm going to put liquid. The most important thing is a pot. Something that doesn't stick. So I'm going to use 1:1 ratio. And you can use a little less to start with. You can always add on. I'm going to put some salt and a little bit of olive oil. Once it starts boiling, I'm going to turn it down and cover the pot. I'm going to leave it for around 10 minutes, maybe a little less than 10 minutes. Then I'm going to show you what to do next. Now our pot with rice is boiling. I'm going to cover it and turn it on. And it's going to boil very slowly. Very slow. We're going to come back in around 6 to 7 minutes and fluff the rice up. I'll show you how to do that. Now we're probably 6 to 7 minutes in. I'm going to just fluff. You still see some water in there. I'm just fluffing the rice gently, not breaking any of it. At this point, if you still feel like you need a little bit of water, you can put it in. I don't actually. When it's too much water, you just make a few holes so the water doesn't stay in the bottom of the rice. It's going to come out. At this point we can taste to see. We still have probably 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat on to make sure that all the water will evaporate. Okay, now all the water is gone. I'm going to fluff the rice up and very gently. I'm going to turn it off and put the lid back on. Now rice is done. We're going to make the rice and lentil together. So I'm going to put olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in the pan. Don't worry about it. It's not that much. It's going to taste really good. I'm going to put some rice. I use half of my rice that I made and half of my lentil. Mix it gently so rice doesn't break apart. Now you can serve it. Now if you have leftovers, you can always put it in the container and warm it up again. Next time again, put olive oil on. Now with the rice that's left over, I'm going to put it in a plastic bag, freezer bag. Lentil I'm going to put in a container. I can make the same thing a few days later. You can use it by itself or you can use it as a side dish. Like I said before, you can reheat. It really reheats very well. So you can use it for the next day or 2 days.